was recently presenting at a conference, and I was suggesting that Aaron's son's sins of active disobedience and passive disobedience might have been influenced by Aaron's passivity as a leader. Though parents are certainly not responsible for the choices our children make as adults, we do have some influence over them as we shape their wills growing up. One application of that talk was to strongly suggest that men fight passivity and engage in leading their home, and specifically in the area of child discipline. At the end of that talk, one mom asked this question. I've just come from a talk where the female speaker was urging the women not to be pushovers and to put the discipline on the fathers. How would you fit those two thoughts together? This was a helpful question because it allowed us to connect what listeners might be hearing that we're actually not saying. My response was something like this. I don't think we're contradicting each other at all. Men can have a temptation to be overbearing or passive in parenting. By far, though, the most common struggle is passivity. Moms have temptations as well, not to be, quote, the bad guy and inflict some sort of painful discipline on the little ones that they love. And they can also be tempted to either spoil them or pass the buck to the father, saying, just wait till your dad gets home. As a result, dads regularly walk into a messy situation at the end of the day and are too often the bad guy in the relationship. Ideally, mom and dad are on the same page in terms of corrections. Mom carries it out when dad is not around, and she only refers the big things to him. Dad makes sure that the family has a plan and that the children are under control. My wife and I tried to follow these principles that I'm going to tell you about now. Number one, dad and mom are a team in leading the household in the area of discipline, with dad ultimately responsible before God. 2, God expects and commands men to discipline their children. Ephesians 6, Hebrews 12, 1 Timothy 3. When children are wild and disobedient, it's actually a black mark on the man. Titus 1:6 and 1 Timothy 3:4. Therefore, number 3, therefore as a dad, I need to learn about parenting principles and make sure my wife and I are on the same page. As a dad, I can delegate, but I cannot abdicate. Number 4, this means that we'll learn together godly principles of child rearing. A 5th principle we tried to follow is, since we're on the same page, I'm going to trust her as the person on site with the children. She'll be most in tune with what they need in their lives. Number 6, we will communicate often to come up with plans that are working and that she can implement. Dads will value mom's insight and suggestions. And since dad is to lead the family, mom will bring issues to him and thoughtfully engage with his insights. Number 7, since we're a team, we'll not disagree about discipline in front of the children. We may have those disagreements offline, but in the moment, the children will see a united front. Number 8, moms can and should correct and enforce the principles of discipline. Those same commands that I mentioned in number 2 apply to women as co-regents or co-rulers with your husband. Principle number 9, when dad is home, he will take the lead if discipline or correction needs to occur. He will not sit passively in the other room while his wife hands out discipline. And this grows even more true the older the children become. And finally, number 10, moms will watch carefully their own temptations to overrule and disregard their husbands, as well as passively pass all the difficult issues to him. Who should discipline, mom or dad? The answer is both. And as they are on the same page, they make a great team.